I left a job, and then I changed everyone's passwords. While I'll admit that my actions might come across as a bit immature or even petty, the reality is that the treatment I endured at my job reached a point where I felt compelled to take a stand. The dynamics within the entire team were challenging, and being the sole woman in the group made me question whether my gender played a role, although I don't want to overly emphasize that aspect. It's possible that the issues weren't solely tied to gender, but from my perspective, it genuinely felt one-sided. Despite their behavior, I always tried to maintain a friendly demeanor with my colleagues. I tended to avoid confrontations, often allowing myself to be treated poorly simply because, at the time, I was in desperate need of the job. One evening marked the turning point for me. I decided that I couldn't endure the mistreatment any longer, so I went home and made the conscious choice not to return. Shortly afterward, my former colleagues flooded me with calls on WhatsApp, perplexed about my sudden absence. Despite their attempts to reach out, I chose to maintain silence. Confrontations were never my forte, and I was already emotionally taxed from the mistreatment I had endured. About a week after my abrupt departure, a surprising realization dawned on me. I discovered that I still had access to my manager's account, and to my amazement, he hadn't bothered to change the password. This account held a treasure trove of critical information for the restaurant: menus, staff details, ordering systems, stock information, and more. Seizing the moment, I decided to take a stand of my own. I changed the associated email to a fake one I had created and then altered the passwords for everyone, effectively locking them out of the vital database. The aftermath of my actions remains shrouded in mystery. There was no communication from the restaurant, and I remain clueless about whether they ever suspected my involvement. To avoid any potential repercussions, I made a conscious decision to steer clear of that part of town entirely. It's a chapter of my life that I'm actively working to put behind me, seeking closure and a fresh start elsewhere.